My name is Lexus Bailey. I am in my senior year, actually in my final semester of the bachelor's program of interior design at Seminole State, and it has been a really fun and informative ride so far. The first class that they put you in at Seminole State is usually Tech 1. And when I realized how technical and architectural and how much deeper this degree went, I was absolutely hooked. I fell in love with it. I found it very stimulating, and I do love and have an appreciation for the decoration side, but my true passion really is the technical side of interior design. We had a bit of a double whammy of Ian and Nicole, as you know, back in 2022. And when Hurricane Ian hit, the waters came up pretty high, and we were a little nervous, but we're like, you know what? It didn't flood, so we're okay. And then Hurricane Nicole hit. And it was exactly 2 weeks later when the water actually entered the home. We had a total of 18 inches of water completely inside every area of our home. And it stayed that way for, I believe we totaled it up to 53 days before the water began to recede. You know, it's wild because I even say, like, I don't know if I could go back and do it again, because something in me was just so adamant on persevering and making sure that regardless of what was going on, my grades and educations and my goals outside of the situation were not going to be affected. Because I would go to the house and I would work for as long as I could before I would start to feel sick. And then I would go home and I would do homework for 2 or 3 hours and then kind of go to bed and repeat. And the fact that I was able to work on school, focus on something else, and focus on something that I knew was going to help me and my family get us to a better life altogether, yeah, that really pushed me through, because it helped remind me that the flood situation was temporary and you just kind of have to power through the best you can. I did make the decision to quit my job to focus on the house full time and on top of school. So that was the first hit. The second hit was when you're kind of bouncing from living situation to living situation, especially when it's out of your control, that can get very expensive. This process of recovery financially and physically in terms of the house lasted like well into almost like the holidays of the next year of 2023. So in the summer of 2023, I actually got a notification that I no longer qualified for FAFSA because I somehow made a couple $100 over the cutoff limit. So I had quit my job. I was dropped from FAFSA. So not only was I, low on funds from the flood situation, but I also now had to pay as I went. So all of that culmination really just kind of, even though it was 2 years ago, it takes a long time to catch up from those types of things. So the type of the generosity and the financial help in that way, oh my gosh, that was what enabled me to be able to graduate this semester. That's what enabled me to not be in a crazy amount of debt, because that's hard to start off your working career when you're in a wild amount of debt. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's still some things I'm recovering from financially, but I'm very, very happy to say that by the time that I graduated, I will be like completely in the group. That I am so thankful that people, I would say, like, see students like us that are genuinely putting in the effort, genuinely trying, genuinely going out there and working and getting jobs. But in terms of the economy or situations that happen like what happened to me, sometimes no matter how hard you work, you just don't have enough. And you would never want that to stop you from your dreams and your financial future, and especially getting education, because education is just like so vital to us in society in general. So I just feel so grateful to be seen and that there's generosity with the finances, because I would not have made it to where I am otherwise, and I would not have been able to recover from that situation otherwise. So like, I'm like exuding in gratitude, and I hope that comes off in my work